Hello everyone and welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa and thank you so much for joining me today. Our theme this week has been families and communities. Before we start our lesson today, it is very important that we sanitize. Remember, when we are sanitizing, we are being responsible and staying safe from coronavirus. Make sure that your sanitizer is dry on your hands before you touch anything. Well done. Today's lesson is all about problem solving and 2D shapes. Our first exercise for today can be found on page 15. On page 15, we have some problems to solve. Now they tell us that we should not forget to show all the calculations, which means whatever we're going to do to figure out the solution to our problem, we need to show it on the paper. We are going to do number 1 together and then you will do the rest by yourself. Number 1 says, Mother buys 8 eggs. She needs 4 eggs to bake a cake. How many eggs will she use? Let me read it again. Mother buys 8 eggs. She needs 4 more eggs to bake a cake. How many eggs will she use? Let's take a look at the board. Now we already know that Mother bought 8 eggs. So we are going to draw our 8 eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's count together. 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have our 8 eggs on the board, but they're not enough. The story goes on to say that she needs 4 more eggs to bake a cake. So we are going to draw 4 more eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that we have all the eggs we need to put them together to find out how many are they all together that she will use. Let's go. We are counting together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So she needs 12 eggs. We know this. So we can either write equals 12 like this on the board, or we can now write it in numbers. We started with 8 eggs. 8. And then we add the 4. So it's 8 plus 4 equals, what does it equal, grade 3s? It equals 12. So we have 12. But our story sum answer is not complete if we just leave it at 12. So we need to say 12 eggs. So you write that you have 12 eggs. So Mother needs 12 eggs to bake her cake. If you have the same answer as I do on the board, well done. And if your teacher sees all of this, she will know that you were working step by step and everything is clear. You are going to do the other two by yourselves. Remember, grade 3s, the first thing you need to do is read the story sum twice. And then when you are solving the problem, you take the numbers that are important. And then you need to decide, are you adding or are you subtracting? And I want you to make sure that you check your answer. You can use either the top part that we have done by drawing the things that have been mentioned, or you can use the numbers themselves. Whatever works for you. Remember, everybody in the family has a job to do. So this was mommy's job. The second one, let's take a look at our exercise. The second one is showing us what father will do. What father will do. And now the third one talks about our brothers and sisters, because we are still dealing with the family. Now take your time, make sure that your answers are correct by checking them. Good luck and have fun. I hope you managed to solve all those problems. And remember, it's very easy to check your answers by reading the problem and seeing if you answered the problem. Let's now move on to page 16. On page 16, we have 2D shapes, and it is our job to fill in the table there. Now I know this table is going to take you some time, so I am going to help you with some of the words and do a few of the sides as well. The first shape that we can see is a triangle. I have a triangle here with me. You can see that it is spelled triangle. Now a triangle has how many sides? We need to count the sides first. So we are going to count them. Here they are. We have 1, 2, and 3. So there are 3 sides of a triangle. Let us write the answer, please. And then it goes ahead and asks how many corners. So let's take a look at the corners. We have 1, 2, and 3. So there are 3 corners in a triangle. The next shape that we can see on our exercise is a circle. Can you see the circle? Yes. This is how you spell the word circle. And it is asking us, how many sides does a circle have? Now let's take a look at the circle. Let's count the sides together. 1. So a circle only has one beautiful side. And then it's asking how many corners. Now, as you can see, there are no corners on this circle. So our answer would be 0. Well done, grade 3s. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is something that we also see and know. This is a square. Everybody, let's say square. Now the square has how many sides? Let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a square has 4 sides. We also need to count the corners. So let us count the corners. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. So we have 4 corners on our square. Good job. Now, I'm not going to help you with the sides or the corners, but I'll definitely help you with the names of the shapes. The next shape that we have in our booklet is a rectangle. Everybody, let's say rectangle. Very good. And you can see how many shapes, how many sides, and how many corners it has. Let's move on to the next one, because this one you are going to count by yourself. The next shape that we have is a pentagon. Let's all say pentagon. Very good. Now you can see that the pentagon has how many? I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to keep quiet. But I can already tell you that penta means 5, coming from the English language that was borrowed from another old language. So whenever you see anything like penta, we are talking about 5. I've given you a clue there. The next one that we can see is a hexagon. Everybody, let's say hexagon. Very good. For the hexagon, I'm curious. So we are going to count the sides. Are you ready? Let's count together. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 sides on a hexagon. Now the same with pentagon, hexagon also means 6. And if you are clever, you would know that I gave you more than enough answers for the rest of the table. The next one we have is called a heptagon. Everybody, let's say heptagon. Very good. You are going to go ahead and count how many sides and corners a heptagon has. Remember, pentagon and hexagon mean that there is some number there. The same with this one. Let's move on to the next one. We have the word octagon. Everybody, let's say octagon. Now from here, it looks like it is a circle, but it actually has sides and corners. So you are going to count the sides and corners of this octagon. Now the word octagon also means a certain number. I want you to go and find out, and then you will know your answers for the sides and the corners. The last one we have has a big word. And the big word is parallelogram. Everybody, let's say parallelogram. It is actually a difficult word to say, but you can see that it is a word that we can actually spell. Make sure you get all your L's and all your E's and A's and G's in the right place. And once you are done writing the name of this shape, which is a what? Yes, that one. You are going to count the sides and the corners. Then when you are done with the table, we have completed our lesson for today. Now remember, it is always important to sanitize your hands after each and every lesson. Because you've been touching so many things, we want to stay safe from coronavirus. And make sure that your hands are dry before you touch anything else. I wonder though, where is Sashi? Oh, there he is. Hi, Sashi. So from Sashi and I, we would like to say goodbye.